Welcome back to Off the Wire. We are so excited to introduce to you our special guest. He is a wildlife guru from Zoo Miami. Please welcome Ron Magill. Yes. Hello. Welcome to our show. Good, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Oh, so good. I could barely reach you for those cheek kisses. You're such a tall man. Oh, yes. I don't think that's sized correctly for you, but we did our best.
Whoa.
Oh, what did I say? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yes, you have been a regular on the Dan Le Batard show, and you have 5 Emmy Awards. It's amazing that you're so kind to always come on our show, so thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's nothing, don't put too much credence on all those other things.
Oh, I sure will. There's so much to you, and so we want to do a little bit of research before you came on the show to get to know you. So we took a trip to Zoo Miami to talk to some of your coworkers.
Okay.
Yes, and learn a little bit more about the man, the mystery, Ron Magill. Let's take a look. He's only got one hump. He's not worth it. It's in my contacts. That's the end of that. Well, yeah, let's applaud for that. As the animals didn't have too much to say. Sorry about that. But we thought it would be better to talk to these animals in person. So, as you may have noticed, a mysterious black box has appeared since we last cut away from Ron Magill. It seems you have a special guest of your own.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to just see me, so I always got to come with an animal. So, who is that guy? He's a piece of work.
Your biggest fan.
Oh, jeez. Okay, no, it's not me. There we go. Oh,
Hang on,
goodness
you almost had
gracious. All right, here we go. Oh, my God. Oh, okay.
Oh boy. Ron, please inform us. What is this, and is it going to hurt our studio audience?
No, it's not going to hurt the studio audience. Oh,
Is
God.
our band in peril?
No, the band's not in peril. Okay. So this is an albino Burmese python. We've all heard about the pythons now. The plague in the Everglades, pythons everywhere. This is an albino, basically just a genetic mutation of the normal colored Burmese, which is kind of a brown and gold. And these guys, unfortunately now, are an introduced species here in South Florida. So they've gotten a lot of attention, mostly because people are scared to death of snakes and really scared of really big snakes, which these pythons, this guy here is probably about 13, 14 feet long, but they can get to be close to 20 feet long. As a matter of fact, the biggest one they've already caught was about 18 feet.
18 feet.
In the Everglades, they just got one a little over 17 feet last week. So they get pretty big. The problem with these guys is that, they're altering the environment. Because they're feeding on things like raccoons, like rabbits, like possums, they're going to go after some of the wading birds, some of the nesting areas. And people say, well, what's the big deal? They're eating some birds, this and that. Well, it changes the environment because what's happened is it's not that they're going to eat all the rabbits, but the rabbits are going to say, hey, there's pythons here, we're out of here. So they're going to move somewhere else. And when the rabbits leave, what happens is the animals that are eating a certain amount of grass are no longer eating the grass. The grass overgrows. All of a sudden, other plants can't grow. So you get all kinds of problems. I'm going to take him around my neck because he's starting to strangle me a little bit.
Oh, can you put him around my?
It's heavy.
Can I have him around my neck instead?
Really? You want to try this?
Oh, yeah.
All right, come here, stand in front of me. Because
All right,
this is
great.
gonna be really funny.
Is it?
Now, I should say, for the record, you should never put a wild snake around your neck.
Oh, great. Is this
But
wild?
This one's not wild.
Okay,
so
good.
Now use your shoulders because he weighs close to 100 pounds, okay?
Holy
There you go.
moly.
Hold on a second.
Whew.
Hold on a
This
second.
is.
Okay. There we
Oh
go.
boy.
I put him around like that.
Oh boy, do I alarm?
And bring him around here
I
like
was not
this.
made for this. I did not go to the gym.
There you go. Now you don't have to.
Oh.
There you go. See?
Does he bite? Should I be terrified?
Well, he could bite because he has a mouth, but this snake has been raised in captivity for pretty much all of his life. But one of the things, people have misconceptions about snakes. First of all, you see that tongue flicking in and out? People think, oh, that's cooties. You're going to get all kinds of disease or something. Not true.
He's trying to kill me.
No,
Oh,
he's not. He's not. He flicks out that tongue because he's picking up little chemical particles in the air, and the roof of the mouth of all snakes is an organ called the Jacobson's organ. It's like a little computer. Every time that tongue comes out, it picks up little chemical particles in the air, goes back and deposits those particles in the Jacobson's organ. Snake tells the snake what's around it.
Wow. So he's smelling me from afar, essentially.
Exactly. He's trying to make sure you're not a rat or a rabbit or something he can eat. The other thing is, another thing is, everybody thinks snakes are slimy because they have this look that looks like they have oil all over them. Is it slimy?
It is not slimy, my friends. I can report.
It's not, right? All right. And the other thing is, people think the snakes are always looking at you to hypnotize you because they never close their eyes. But they can never close their eyes. You know why?
Oh, aren't they? I know this. I learned
Okay.
a fact in science. Aren't their eyelids transparent?
No, well, they have no eyelids. Okay?
That too.
You were making a thing about contact lenses before?
Oh, I was.
Basically, it's a specialized scale that goes over their eye, and they shed it every time they shed their skin. So it's like the original contact lens.
They shed their eyes.
Yeah, they shed the
creepier
caps
than-
on their eyes, okay?
That's so creepy.
The other
Oh,
thing
this
that
couldn't get worse.
There's another thing. There's another thing. People, you always see those things with the guys playing the flute. And the snake comes out like it's dancing to the flute, right? Everybody says, oh, look, he's listening to the flute. That's a bunch of malarkey. You know why?
Why?
Because snakes don't have the ears. They cannot hear like you and I do. Is that good for real?
Oh.
Anyway,
Are you for real, sir?
so they don't have ears. They sense vibrations and such, but most of the time these guys, what they're doing is movement. It's like, and the snake is kind of going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, that has nothing to do with the snake. The other thing is, snakes, if you notice this python here, you see the little pits right here in the bottom of his mouth?
Oh, I see them
Not
very
the nostrils.
close.
Those little pits right there? Those are
We're
heat.
very intimate.
No, not yet. They're heat sensory pits, and that's basically what they use to find their prey.
Oh my goodness gracious. I have to say, I didn't want to say this before, but my arms are falling
There you go.
asleep.
I thought so.
Oh, thank the Lord.
We'll put them back in here. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Oh, thank you, Ron. That is a big guy. I was kind of hoping we could both wear him and do a kick line or something, but that's okay. Whew. Well, thank you, Ron. Cool.
Okay.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for bringing on that special guest.
You gotta always have an animal.
Oh, of course. Your biggest
I gotta
fan.
hire that guy.
Okay. Yeah, be your hype man. Follow you around the zoo.
He's
right?
good. He's good.
Yes, well, while my arms recover and I get the feeling back, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to see more of Ron Magill, not just a snake. We're going to
Hear
learn more
more of
about
Ron
him.
Magill, because you're not really gonna see much more.
Okay. We'll be right back.